Hi and welcome, Joe here over at woollycoach.com. I was asked if I could do a video for the YouTube channel on how to get going on a Niddy Noddy. It's something I have heard a few times over the years that people sometimes struggle, especially when they're either new to it. I've been trying for ages and end up just winding their yarn from the bobbin into a cake because it's just easier. So Niddy Noddies. Now you can get different sizes of Niddy Noddies. You can get them that do 1 yard, you can get them that do 2 yards. Okay, now when you measure the distance to here, you're only getting 1 yard, but as you like, it goes up and then that length there, that's 1 yard, but as you come up and over and around again and repeat that action, you get 2. And the best way, and I will tell you this, remind you at the end of this, the best way to measure if you've got the larger Niddy Noddy is to count your strands, just the one on the thing there. I'll show you at the end, and then times it by 2. Now, you could have a smaller version or a 3D printed one. I have these in stock on the website if you're interested. If you can't find them, give me a shout. I might not have put all of them up there on the website because I changed the website at the end of the beginning of the year, and there's still items I'm finding that aren't listed. Anyway, so you have these ones. These are 3D printed Niddy Noddies, and you literally just see the slot there, you put them together like that, and you wind it the exact same way as you would do a normal wooden standard Niddy Noddy. Okay, and you've got the crisscross, and you should always face you this way and have one that faces away from you, and you hold it in the middle, and you do that sort of motion when you're winding it up. Okay, now if you have one of these, you can get the extensions. Sometimes some people do them as a set. I do. Sometimes I do them as individuals as well, individual listings, so that if you've already got a yard but you want to buy the adapter to make it into a 2 yard, then I do those as well. So what you do is quite literally have it facing that way, and you slot it in. It's a bit like Meccano. You slot that one into this section up here, and then you put your last piece on, and that slots on there. And again, you can see that the top part and the bottom part are in the exact same position. Is it a bit longer? Yeah, it is. Works out a little bit longer, but these, I would say these are more portable. So if you're going away for a weekend or going out for the day or going to a wool fair or wherever, these are really versatile, that you can just, they're so small that they're really easy just to pack away in your project bag with your turkey spindle or your drop spindle or your electric wheel. That's not going to cause too much problem, and they lie flat as well. You can do that, put it like that, and put a little bit of elastic band around them so that you don't lose them. So yeah, so I'll do the slow-mo version of doing this because that's what's been requested. Is there any chance that I can do a slow motion section of a video so you can see how this is done? Okay, so we're going to start off with a normal standard, and I've not got any yarn. I'm just using a cone of manufactured yarn. Okay, I'm going to put it on the floor so it's easier, and I've got the height there as well for me. So you have your Niddy Noddy, and these parts turn. Can you see that they move with the dowel in the middle? And you want to make sure that you've got one that's facing you and it's straight on. So yeah, straight on, facing me. Okay, now you can see this piece, this needs to be moved so it's exactly straight on that way. Now a second, let me just tweak it that way. Yeah, straight, and that will give you your 2 yard distance. Now you could, when you get started with your string, you can either wrap it around there a few times. You could do a loose knot. So you just put it in between finger. So you could do a loose knot. So you could twist it around your fingers and loop that through just like you would if you were doing, I'll do that again. So wrap it around my fingers, put my thumb through, grab that piece and just make a loose knot. Now, the placing of this is important because when you go to take off your yarn later on, you need your ends to tie around your skein of yarn before you take off your Niddy Noddy. So ideally, you want to put it, ideally, you want to put your loop, okay, over the side that doesn't have the doggle. This stops it from falling off. This is the side that I want to put it on, okay, and you tighten that up a little, and then that'll hold that in place. I always end up holding on and pinching onto the tail end of that just in case when I get started. All right. Alternatively, if you don't want to faff around like that, I don't anyway, I never do. I put the strand in my hand and I grip onto that, okay, and your hand's got to be in the middle of your Niddy Noddy. Now I'm going to come round the back to get myself started. The dog's just knocked over my cone. I will pack it in. Right, so your hand's in the middle. You've either looped it on, okay, looped it on, or you have done what I do and grip the strand like that, and you quite literally pull it over there first, then it goes under this one, and then over that one, under this one, and up. Think of it as 4 points, right? So this is point 1. So at the top you've got 1, and you're going to go over number 1. This one's number 2, so we're going to go under number 2 because it is straight below but in front. So think of think of that. It's straight down and towards you. So you're never going to wind it that way. Well, I suppose you could, but for me, I find it easier to do it this way. So I have from point 1 going down to point 2. So it is down and in front of me, and then I come up from underneath number 2 towards number 3, which is that side, and then I come back down under number 4, up and over number 1 again. So back to number 1. So I'll stand here like this so you can see the motion. So I'm going from point 1, arm 1, down to arm 2, under and up to arm 3, this point here, because you automatically turn your Niddy Noddy when you're doing it, so I'm trying to keep it still. And then I come down to point 4, which is the arm behind, and then up to point 1 again. So under, up and over, under, up and over, under, up and over, and you just keep going like that. But at the same time, you genuinely move your arm, and it's a side to side motion, hence it's called a Niddy Noddy. Okay, so I'll start again. So I tilt it to go to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and back up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'll stand frontwards so you can see how I'm doing that. So remember, that is point 1. Point 1, the arm in front of me is pointing towards my belly, is point 2. That's point 3, and the one behind or nearest to you is point 4. So we'll do that again. So I'm going up over point 1, down in front of to the arm in front of me is point 2, up and over point 3, down and under point 4, and back up to the start again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see how your hand automatically wants to tilt, because you're always, if you're right-handed or left-handed, you're you're working with. So if you were left-handed and you were using this hand to hold the yarn, you would actually be working it with, this would be your point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, and then back to point 1 again, because your hand's over this way and you're working in that direction. Okay, so you'd be working like that down that end and over and over and under. And so this would be, this one would be counted as your point 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back over 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going under there. Okay, so over 1 as a left-handed, under 2, under 3, under 4, and back to 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to do your Niddy Noddy notion if you're left-handed. So you're going to tilt it down with your right hand without realizing you're doing it, because it just helps with the angle of what you're doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it stops your yarn getting tangled, you see, because you're doing that motion. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'll do that in front again for the left-handed. So I'm holding it with my right hand in the middle, and I'm coming back up to, for you it would be position 1 would be on the left side of the Niddy Noddy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now do that with a bit of movement, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll go back again. So I'm doing this with the right hand. So back over, swap the middle hand that's holding it back to my left hand, and I'm working with my right hand, and I'm coming down over 1, going under 2, under 3, under 4, and back to number 1 again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how fluid that gets? The more you go on, the more practice you get, and the memory in your hand remembers what it's supposed to do. And all this hand's doing is over, under, 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 over, under. That's it. I'll stand to the side so you can see for one more demonstration, and then I'll get the little 1 yard Niddy Noddy and I'll show you, okay? So again, up and over, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And just keep going and slow it down. Over, under, over, under. So as I'm moving, I can get the yarn comes up under. So I'm moving backwards. Then I move forwards to get that, and then I move backwards to get that, and then I move forwards to get the top one there. And again, because I'm going under, I'm tilting backwards. Then I tilt forwards to get the top. Then I tilt backwards to get the bottom. Then I tilt forwards again to get the top. And then I tilt that way to get the bottom. And I keep going, and under and over and under and over. So Niddy Noddy, Niddy Noddy, Niddy Noddy, Niddy Noddy. Nods its head, Niddy's backwards, nods its head. Do you see what I mean? Just think that's the whole purpose of why it's called that. So again, Niddy Noddy, Niddy Noddy, Niddy Noddy, Niddy Noddy. There we go. So I'm just going to cut this little piece if I can find a pair of scissors. There we go. So once I've finished, I let go of my center yarn, okay, and I get this yarn here, and I literally just do a very loose knot, a loop through, and then just strand that through to catch that. And we see where this ends. Now sometimes you've got enough length in there to tie around. If you haven't, just go back to the original side here, but I wonder if I've got enough. Oh, can be a little bit awkward, a bit fiddly. No, I haven't got enough, so I'm going to go back over to the other side of the skein and pull the loop through, and there we go, that'll do. One more loop through. It's fine. Now when it comes to counting, when you've got the larger one like this, or if you're using the 2-yard extension, you genuinely just want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So if I only had 20 strands that I counted, okay, then you times that by 2, we give you 80 yards. That's it, as easy as that. Okay, right, so let's have a little go with the little 1-yard noddy. It's exactly the same technique. So clamp them both together, slot them in. See, I've dropped my strand again. It's off. Oh, come on. Okay, want to make sure this is completely in there. And again, now this one is the exact same principle. You can either do a little 1/2 inch knot and put it over the top there and let that tighten up. Now these, you're not going to get a mass load of yarn on them, but they're nice for about, I could probably get about 50 to 100 grams on one of these little Niddy Noddies. Okay, so it's the same motion. So there I'm tied on, and there's my first point. So 1 down underneath, up to the top and down to there, back up to where I started. So you're always going in a V shape, okay? You're always doing a V in your fibre, up, over, down, over, under, 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 over, under. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. Okay, I like to as well, when I'm working with these Niddy Noddies, that is, and they start to climb up your arm, just push them down a little bit just to help straighten out, which means you can get more yarn on there. So I'm just going to keep going, and then again, same method. Niddy, on a minute, so it's not niddy, it's noddy, niddy, noddy, niddy. So nod forward, niddy back, nod forward, niddy back, nod forward, niddy back, nod forward, niddy back, and that's all you're doing. Right, so I'm gonna stop this little section, go on to the next bit, do the exact same thing, okay, but I'm gonna really slow it down so you can see the motions, and I will do it face front and sideways so you get a side profile to see what my hands are doing. Okay. So hopefully I've helped you crack the Niddy Noddy. Okay, so when you start, think of these as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just count them like that as you're doing it. Okay, then after that you want to start thinking of up, under, up, under, up, under, up, under, and you're doing this constant V pattern, because really, look, it's just a V and you're coming down the exact same point. There's nothing tricky in it. There's no tricksiness going on. I promise there's no pixies and elves involved in it. It's all about down to motion. Okay, and the method of winding it. And just always remember, you're going to have a V here and you're going to have a V here. You're going to have a V there and you're going to have a V there. You should always have a clear V. It's not a figure 8 or anything like that. It's literally up, under, up, under, up, under, and then start to move it. Okay, hold on a minute. Start to move it so that you can wind on your yarn. So you're coming from here down, over, under, and then that's how you're going. Okay, anyway, hope the slow mode section of the video helped, and my explanation of how to use your Niddy Noddy, whether you've been doing it for years and it just fathoms your brain every time you try, or if you're new to using Niddy Noddies, or if you'd like me to print one up for you, let me know. Drop me a message, get in touch with me via my website at www.willycottage.com. I'm always welcoming custom orders, whether it's for wills, rovings, art bats, anything like that, and 3D prints. If I can do it, I will let you know and I'll sort it out for you. Anyway, you take care of yourselves. I will catch up with you for a live chat in a couple of weeks. Tour de Fleece colours are on the website now. There's 3 different colours, and the theme is the is afternoon tea. If you've been over to my Instagram last weekend, I did a quick live and I spoke about what colours we're doing for this theme. So these are the colours we've got going. You will have an option of 100 gram bat, 100 gram blended roving, and or you can order a 200 gram spin set, which is your art bat, and a color coordinated roving to match, which will be on a 200 gram on a 21 micro count merino base of a roving, painted dyed the same colors as what you're getting in your bat. So they're on the website at the moment. I'm only keeping them up for another 3 weeks, so I can get the stock ordered, and is a pre-order. So the stock ordered and done and dyed up, and then I can start shipping out to wherever. I have just found out today that Canada, your postal system's going on strike again, so I'm not sure whether I'll be able to post out to Canada. But if you just keep an eye out on that, hopefully they get it done quicker rather than later. So all we need is them triggering enough roll mail over here. So yeah, take care of yourselves. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch up with you soon.